keep counting down.
Today's show is focused on mental health and wellness.
It's really important that we don't neglect our mental health. So today's show, hopefully we can provide some insight onto the subject.
That's why today we'll not only be looking at mental health, but also ways you can help your problems. Mental health is something that can be better managed by education and larger conversations around it.
So, coming up next in the show, we have interviews with our BRIT students, where they give their perspective on mental health and how it's affecting them. And then straight after that, we have a game show called Mind Games.
We also have a few different ways we can improve our mental health from home using our phones. I know that my screen time's up, but how much time am I using on my phone productively?
So, without further ado, let's jump into the first segment.
Hi, I'm Dolly, and I will be asking you some questions now. So, what do you think is the main cause of mental health issues in teenagers?
I would say, I know that for me at least, definitely a big one would be pressure kind of through your teenage life of like when it comes to like school, but also pressure in terms of like comparing yourself to other people. So in like a mind way, like you constantly convince yourself like all this pressure on you to be like these other people or to just like fit in a way. And I guess I feel like that's quite a toll on it.
I think it probably starts with, well, at least for me, it probably starts with technology and social media especially, because it's kind of like you're spending hours on end, just like Eva said, comparing yourself to others and just focusing on what you don't really have rather than what you do have and what you can be thankful for.
I think not communicating. I think a lot of people don't understand that they can talk about their problems, and a lot of people are going through the same stuff and they sort of internalize it and they feel alone in their emotions and feelings, and I feel like they get caught up on that and then they sort of dig themselves a hole by just keep on knocking up all their developments of whatever hardships they are going through.
Why do you think mental health is a taboo topic?
I don't really think it's as taboo as it once was, people building careers off of being open and honest and giving tips on how to deal with it. I would say there's more of a stigma attached to it rather than it being a taboo topic. There's still a weird stigma attached to those that do suffer.
I also want to talk about toxic masculinity, because I think that's a big reason for why it is taboo, because I think a lot of people think talking about their mental health is a sign of weakness, a sign of not being strong anymore, when I think it's actually the opposite of that.
What do you do to uplift yourself?
I would actually go to the park. It's like a 10-minute walk down from my house, and I'd take like a notebook or like a colouring book or just a regular like reading book, take some snacks and just spend a couple of hours there, and it actually really helped. Well, it helped me a lot at least.
I go for like a walk to like my coffee shop that lives right down my road in a peaceful environment, have a coffee and just sit there with some music.
Music never fails to make me feel better, so yeah, I'd probably just go to music.
I like drawing because it's like I enjoy doing art, but as well you can distract your mind because I go into a bit of a passive state where I'm not worrying about stuff that's on my mind.
Welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that segment of the show. What did you find most interesting about the interviews?
I would definitely have to say the way that people uplift themselves. I think it's really interesting to see that they use lots of different creative outlets to make themselves feel better. And it's not really just like a black and white answer, you know what I mean? Like, people have their different things. It might just be something, simple as colouring a book or something like that. But for some people, if that's what can help them and relieve stress, then that's great that they found their own unique way of doing so.
Do you know what I find so amazing about it is that we was able to get a hold of BRIT students to do that. You'd think with how close we are to them that they wouldn't want to talk about something like mental health. It's such a sensitive topic. And it's just amazing that we have that community and we have that togetherness that we can destigmatise the conversation around mental health, because that's the only way we can talk about it and it can be better for us. So I find that really great. What do you think about the next VT coming up?
Oh, okay. So the next VT, I think, it's going to be a bit of conflicting opinions, maybe a bit of controversy, but I guess we'll have to find out.
Next up, we have a segment called Spectrum, and straight after that, we'll have a live game show right here in the studio.
Welcome to Spectrum, and we're going to ask you guys a range of statements, and depending on how much you agree, on your left is disagree and on your right is agree. So just position yourself where you think you should be, depending on your opinions. The first statement is, young people have more mental health issues now than they did 20 years ago. Okay, Chloe, why have you positioned yourself there?
I feel like, especially in the last 20 years, with social media and there's so many more things we're accessible to, we kind of are more open to a range of mental health issues. Yeah, I think social media is definitely the cause of that.
Nat, why are you standing there?
I slightly disagree because I feel like back then you couldn't really talk about your mental health so openly, and I feel like even though maybe there wasn't like other things like social media, there was still like, I don't know, like people comparing themselves to people in magazines or like on TV, and I think it was more normalised to just I don't know, set like those kind of expectations for yourself, and people didn't really see the bad side of it, so that's why I think, yeah, I kind of disagree.
The second statement is, people often use mental health as an excuse not to do something. Okay, Amber, why are you standing there?
I feel like even there must be something wrong even if they are using it as an excuse, and I feel like if they need to take that time and say it's like self-care, then it's still like taking care of your own mental health. So
I have had like first-hand experience of people lying about stuff, especially with COVID as well. People have been like, oh, COVID's too like, stressful on my mental health. When I was working my office job, that was a big excuse loads of people used.
Centre. Third statement, spending too much time talking about mental health makes it worse.
And welcome back. As promised, we have the game show you've all been waiting for. This game show is called Mind Games. We're going to be asking these guys questions about mental health related topics. So, without further ado, Group A,
hello,
yourselves.
I'm Rafi.
I'm Evie.
And Group B?
I'm Oscar.
I'm Tiara.
Okay, so first things first, we need you guys to get buzzer noises.
Quack.
Okay, all right. Group B, your buzzer noises?
Bing.
Okay, great. All right, so let's start with the first question. Okay, so meditation is a great way to unwind and maintain a calm mind. Now, what is the world record for the longest meditation?
Bing.
Quack.
Okay, these guys, you go first.
7 days.
7 days. Is that a final answer, or are you gonna?
No, we're delivering.
You guys need a bit of time. What about you guys? What are you guys thinking?
Okay, we're gonna say
14 days.
14 days.
14.
That's a really long time.
14.
All right, I'll trust you. I'll trust you.
All right. Okay. Well, let's get the final answers.
I mean, we were going to change it to 14, but now I kind of want to change it to 30.
Don't up it.
15.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah,
Final answer.
answer.
Okay. You guys.
14. 14.
Okay, so I can actually say that these guys have won the point.
Thank
The
you.
correct
Thank you.
answer is actually 2 days.
Oh.
Oh.
Really?
We were very technically we won.
By 1
Technically.
day,
Oh,
so,
okay.
Man.
yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next question then. All right. Getting outside and playing sport is a great way to relieve stress. Which female tennis player has won the most Grand Slams?
Bing.
Okay.
One of the Williams. Serena
Quack.
Williams. Serena Williams.
Okay.
We were going to say Serena Williams.
You gonna say
Wow.
Serena Williams?
Yeah.
Just say Venus, so it's like
Okay,
No.
yeah.
one version.
I mean,
Sticking with my answer.
I mean, it might not be Serena Williams.
I'm saying it's Serena
Straightforward.
Williams.
Who's the one that just won? No, I doubt.
Oh, Emma.
No, she hasn't.
She hasn't. That's the first one.
All right, okay, let's get final answers.
Serena Williams.
Okay.
Say Serena.
Well, you'd be surprised actually. No, it is Serena Williams. So,
Oh, Frank.
so we're going to give that one a draw. So currently these guys are still in the lead.
Oh.
All right, third question. Famous people are often depicted as having perfect lives, but they can be as vulnerable to mental health issues as anyone else. Actor Chris Evans, who has spoken out about suffering with anxiety, has starred in some major films. Which of these films has he not been in? Okay, A, Snowpiercer, B, Avengers Endgame, and C, Toy Story 4.
Bing.
Go on, Edith.
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4?
Yes.
Definitely.
I think.
You're going for the final answer now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more thoughts?
No.
Okay, alright, what about you guys?
We're also going to go for Toy Story 4.
Okay, Toy Story 4, final answer?
Final.
Final answer.
Yeah, it is Toy Story 4. So,
2.
yeah, I guess these guys are still in the lead, right? Alright, okay, alright.
It's hard winning.
This one's going to be a tough one, I promise. Alright, many infamous characters in film are portrayed as thick-skinned and heartless. But which of these characters secretly went to therapy in their show? A, Tony Soprano from The Sopranos, B, Michael Corleone from The Godfather, or C, Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders?
Bing.
Okay.
Tommy Shelby.
Yeah.
Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders?
I actually was also going to say C.
Just don't.
Well,
Should we just do the Godfather one?
alright.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Go for Godfather.
Sure.
So, I mean, the chances of you two getting... Yeah, okay. Alright, let's just reveal the final answer. None of you are right. It's Tony Soprano from The Sopranos. Okay, so no one wins that point, meaning you guys are still in the lead.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Last one. In the UK, what percentage of people are ashamed of going to therapy?
Quack. 75.
75. That's
I'm
very
saying
specific.
like 70 to 80. So I thought like a
75.
middle ground.
Okay, so you're going for 75. And what about you guys?
Bing, we're doing the same.
The same.
The same?
This.
Are you sure? If you
copy.
guys go for the same, then you guys will end up drawing, meaning these guys have the 1 point advantage.
We'll still win. I would say.
85.
I would think about this.
85%.
Think about
100%. No one wants to go to therapy.
85, alright, and 75 from you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys got the correct answer. It's 75%.
Yes. Best day of my life.
Man.
That's so annoying.
Now, yeah, I'd just like to quickly have some follow-up questions about that. First of all, 75%, it's not a small number. Do you guys have any idea why or any thoughts about that number?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a big stigma around therapy. I think a lot of people don't want to be seen as vulnerable or weak to opening up about such like a personal thing, but especially within men, consequence of the patriarchy. But I think it's super important that people go to therapy, and it's not accessible. It's very expensive therapy, so free therapy.
Okay. What about you guys?
Yeah, no, completely agree with what Rafi said. Especially, just going to add that, especially in POC communities, there's a stigma about going to therapy and being in touch with your emotions. So, yeah, the percentage definitely makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And also for anyone watching now, if you head over to the BRIT website, there's actually emails for some of the counsellors that we have here at BRIT. So go ahead and do that. But that's going to wrap it up for the game show. So well done, everyone. And finally, for our next segment, we're going to be going through people's phones and seeing what apps they use to help them deal with their mental health.
So sitting comfortably, just taking a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you breathe in, noticing how the body expands. As you breathe out, just watching the body soften as you gently close the eyes. And rather than the mind leading the breath, allow the breath to lead the mind. Notice the sensation of the breath. Notice it where you feel it in the body. If you need to, you can just gently place your hand on the stomach. And just following that rising and falling sensation. Nothing else to do. Allowing thoughts to come and go. And when you're ready, just gently opening the eyes again.
I just finished my meditation on Headspace. Today has been too stressful. How have you been?
If I light the spliff, I bet I could taste that girl's lipstick. Primary days, I remember calling niggas dipstick. Secondary, find a quid and you could probably buy yourself a Lucasite.
Welcome back. That was our phone look-through segment. I hope you all enjoyed it. I personally found it very informative. What about you?
I found it extremely informative. I think it's amazing that we have apps and access so easily to counsellors and therapy sessions, like, you know, to exercise all that mental stress and energy of being on creative courses.
Yeah.
It uses 100% brain power. No one really talks about how that can drain you of mental energy and your mental health and the impact it can have. So it's really good that we have constant access to it and the school provides that.
Yeah, I think it's really nice to have a positive focus on screen time, because I think a lot of people are quick to point out the negatives, which is true because it can be a very negative platform if you spend too much time and you do the wrong things. But I think that's not to say that it can't be used in the right ways.
Definitely.
So I think, you know, that segment that we just had just really shows the different apps that you can use and how you can use it to your advantage. And for one of those apps there, Headspace, I've personally used it as well. I've used it for quite a few weeks. And, you know, I think it's not like it won't miraculously change your lives instantly. You're never going to, you know, be fully cured from mental health. But it's a really nice way of just getting a breather, like a fresh start, or just like resetting your brain, especially when you're doing a lot of work or you're coping with loads of things. And it only takes 3 or 5 minutes out of your day. So I think I would definitely recommend that to anyone. You know, if you can download Headspace, then go ahead and do that and try it out.
Definitely. So we have school counsellors on site that we were able to speak to in research for some of the segments, and like we said, if you head to the BRIT website, you can get access to the links to speak to the counsellors. Now that's all we have time for today. We hope that you found this informative and most importantly enjoyed our show. Thank you for watching. We have been your presenters. I'm Lola.
And I'm Joe. Thank you for watching BRIT Us.